If you've been struggling with scales because they're just plain boring or you're just having trouble playing them fluently and it's getting frustrating, we're going to fix that for you in a matter of minutes, because in this video we're going to cover the top 3 mistakes beginners make with scales and how to fix them. Number 3 is going to be especially life-changing. I'll be really surprised if you haven't heard of this before. And if you're new here, my name's Jonathan, and on this channel we provide practical tutorials to help you improve at the piano faster. Mistake number 1 is focusing way too much on individual fingers. So like for C major, thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or B flat major, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's overload for the brain. And so the fix for that is to think in terms of finger groupings. Every scale has finger groupings, and the best part is there are many scales that often use the same finger grouping. So in the case of C major, instead of thinking every individual finger, think group of 3, 1, 2, 3, thumb goes under, and then group of 5. So when I say finger group, that's the number of fingers that you play before thumb goes under or finger goes over. In the case of B flat major, it's second finger followed by a group of 3 and then a group of 4. And so when I approach it like this, that's fewer things I have to think about. And that applies to many octaves as well. Take C major 2 octaves. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can think group of 3, group of 4, group of 3, group of 5. So that's 4 things to think about rather than 15. And then when you play hands together, an important thing to remember is working on the hands separately doesn't necessarily mean putting them together will be easy. And so the approach here is to focus on the places where both hands play the same fingers at the same time on the same keys. So for example, with C major, 3s line up on E, and then 3s line up once again on A. There are other scales where groups of fingers play the same notes at the same time. An example of that would be F major. So in this case, fingers 2, 3, and 4 collectively play G, A, B flat. Thumbs line up on C, and then collectively 2 and 3 line up on D and E, and then F. And so every scale has these tricks, whether you're doing hands separate, working on finger groupings, or hands together, focusing on commonalities. They're going to make it so much easier to practice and learn. We have a couple more videos specifically on this concept I'll include in the description. Mistake number 2 is playing the scales very unmusically. If we treat it like we're watching paint dry, then yeah, it's not going to be fun. It's not really going to help us with our music making. The average student just kind of suffers through going up and down the scale if they practice it at all, and then they move on to the fun stuff. And so the way to make your scales more musical is to add what we call phrasing in music. That's where we start soft, we'll add a little crescendo as we go up, and then we'll add a decrescendo coming down. That'll sound a little more like this. Or if you want to switch it up a little bit, you could start loud and then get soft. Given that this concept of phrasing and nuance is one of the most challenging things for students in music to add that extra level of musicality, this is the perfect place to include that. So you're not only getting more familiar with these keys, but you're also practicing your musicality that you can apply directly to the music you're working on. And number 3, I'll be really curious if you've ever heard before, because when I introduce this to students, it's usually pretty mind-blowing. And that mistake that students make is never actually making music with the scales. So many of us take for granted that these scales that we practice are actually the building blocks of the music we play. So for example, the G major scale, when we play a piece of music that's in G major, we're saying that that piece has been composed using the G major scale. That's basically our tonality. And if you want to learn more about the concept of tonality, I'll include that video in the description as well. And so to make music with a scale, you literally just take your scale and play around with it. Just improvise. If you want to put the pedal down, you certainly can. So maybe I'll do something like... You can use the fingerings for the scale. You don't necessarily have to. If you want to include a bass, you could use the scale degree 1 and scale degree 5. So maybe something like... So the link that this makes is it's no longer just this boring scale, but we're actually linking it to the music that you're going to play in this key, and even the music that you start improvising or composing in that key. Let me know in the comments what some of your biggest struggles are with scales, and if you want to dig deeper into hand coordination with scales, definitely check out this video here. I'll see you there.